And a very good evening and welcome into the Estrella Galicia post show from the EDP Ericeira Pro. And a big day from Ribeira Dilas once again. The swell didn't disappoint. Big performances going down. Some upsets as well. I reckon there'll be some sort of slightly awkward vibes at dinner tonight, boys. Not amongst us, just amongst some of our crews here with the coaches and some of the people that got out, some of the personnel we lost.
No friends on tour. Well, there is friends on tour, but once you get in that water, yeah, it breaks down. So just, we had 14 heats. By the mass is going to be, 28 guys are out of the event, and some of them are hanging out. Some of them have been training together, travelling together. But that's just the nature of the game. It's brutal, this sport, and the Challenger Series especially. Benz,
you've been out and about today asking the big questions. Vibes down there amongst the surfers?
Oh, it's been a battle of attrition, like the 3-4 hour fog hold to start the day. Ryan Huckabee surfed twice, had to wait, and then come back and do it all again. Some guys enjoy that kind of stuff, some don't. And yeah, plenty of waves. Plenty of people still complaining they didn't quite get the opportunity. It's a really mixed atmosphere amongst the competitors. Great atmosphere on the beach. It's been pumping.
We've had a really good show, picking through some of the absolute highlights and the biggest storylines. Wrapping up that round of 64, that last heat in that round featured some heavy hitters. Let's take a look and remind ourselves exactly what went down. But so much talent out in the water. 4 doesn't go into 2 as a sum, I don't think. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah, exactly. It's always the case. And, this last heat of the day, just on the little recap, and this Samuel Pupo, he's had the highest heat total average of all the surfers on the Challenger Series. He only needs to make the quarterfinal to get the CT qualification sorted, and I tell you what, I can't see anyone stopping him. He's just surfing so strong, so fast. He's a point above everyone else, and he looks great.
Yeah, Benz, you did the post heat in this, and Mateus was like, I can't believe I got 2 8s. I didn't do enough turns.
I've never seen a guy so unimpressed with himself after an excellent heat total, but. Yeah, even I think his first wave might have had a big air on it, and he's like, yeah, I don't know why they gave me an 8 for that one. Yeah,
I do, because he was going absolutely ham. That was a big rotation and a massive claim as well. It's like the claim, if we look on to his... I
wanted to ask him about that, because I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Yeah, I loved it.
We don't know what it is, but we know we like it.
Yeah. Huge rap for that one.
I like the length of the claim, just in pure terms of time. It was he brings so much spark, and not just in his surfing, but his presence. He's charismatic, that guy. I love having him around.
I had a good look at his board. He's without sponsors at the moment. He has a big love heart drawn where normally you'd have like a sticker or something, which I thought was kind of a bit cheeky.
Yeah,
good on him.
That's nice.
He's got 3 words written too across the board. It's like visualization, relaxation, and something else, Asian. And he's obviously in a good spot. He's pretty calm. And then when he's got that pop and that rotation, he's dangerous. Maybe rotation. Yeah, that's what it was.
All right, well, getting into our second big storyline from the day, talking about big dogs from the CT and ones that spend a lot of time right here in Ericeira, Portugal. It's epic to have Kanoa Igarashi here. And he didn't just come to make up the numbers, boys. He came to perform and deliver, and he smashed massive numbers out.
Yeah, it's just that element of once the CT guys with experience and class start to find the waves they need, you get surfing like this, really calm, considered, and then they just know when to release. And David Silva, the defending champion, he looks so strong. He had a few little moments where some serves needed scores, but every time there was a bit of an opening, he shut the door pretty quick. So yeah, really impressive. But this guy, wow. We've seen it before, but it's always great to see it again.
Yeah, showing the benefit of surfing with no pressure whatsoever. Kanoa's here more in a demonstration example than anything else, and just surfing free and easy, and it was a real step up in performance once he took to the water. A lot of these waves, his turns just got better and bigger as he worked his way down the line, and the judges loved it.
Yeah, and we saw David Silva fight back. Kanoa had a couple of 8s, so it was all about this second spot, and as I said, every time there was a little bit of doubt, Silva would just come back. He picked the right wave, didn't make mistakes. He's got that in him, just that spray off the back. He liked it. The brains trust liked it. And then it was a bit of a ding-dong battle. Every time Silva did something, Kanoa Igarashi would just come back and do something better.
Yeah, real sort of contrast the styles. It just goes to show different approaches can still get rewarded from our panel. Igarashi just literally showing why he is a world-class performer. And he loves the challenger surf in this wave. I think that's an important part as well. It's not just the fact that he's here to compete. wants to get that jersey on, but he actually really relishes the challenge of surfing Ribeira. And I suppose there's a little bit of everything. We like to make those comparisons with other ways around the world, but he's finding different things to find motivation. I guess that's the key to success. Already thinking about next year kicking off.
Yeah, he likes to test himself, doesn't he, really, Kanoa? And, you know, he's not surfing in this for rating points. He's not surfing in it for the money. He's surfing it for motivation and for his own self. So, yeah, it's always good that he's come out and trying to find a way to unpick the lock.
Another surfer who's not really here to collect the points, just here to do damage and, of course, entertain us. Winner of the last heat, Leo Fioravanti, standing by for an interview with Joanna.
Yeah, guys, first heat of the day, of the morning, last heat of the day. I mean, how do you stay focused and ready to go?
I didn't think about that, but yeah, it's been a long day. This morning we started off with the fog, so I had to reset a few times. And then I had a good break in between the first heat and my last heat. So I went and had some lunch with some friends and my fiance, my brother and everything, and back at work for the end of the day. And, you know, I love Ribeira, I love this place, so I'm stoked to be back here.
Can you compare notes between your first heat and your last heat?
Well, the first heat I finished really good, but my start wasn't so good. So I really wanted to focus on getting a better start, and I'm quite happy that I was able to do that. Starting on a 7, and conditions are pretty tricky, but I think it was a pretty good day at Ribeira, and I heard Jorgen Cousinet today say it was the best day ever at Ribeira. I don't know if it was the best day at Ribeira, but it was a pretty good day.
Good day for him, good day for you, good day for everyone.
Exactly, beautiful day, and we'll be back tomorrow.
That's right, back to you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Joanna. Boys, Leo, Kanoa, who's better?
At surfing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, on the rankings, I think Kanoa just topped him on the CT rankings, not by a whole lot. So based on 2024 performance, I'd give the edge just to Kanoa. But, yeah, there's not much between them. They're both world-class athletes. And when they're on form, yeah, it's probably a hair between them.
I'd say on Olympic medals, probably Kanoa. He's got a silver versus nothing. And on Championship Tour victories, I'd say Kanoa. He's won Bali. Leo's made a semi.
It's epic.
Maybe.
It's epic to have them both here. Let's dive into our top 5 moments of the day. Big storylines going down. We talked about how high the stakes are. And when our surfers are challenged, it's all about how their response comes. And our first moment, well, something of an upset here. This was tough for the local crowd.
Yeah, Federico Moraes just coming from up the road down near Cascais where he lives. But obviously he's surfed a million heats here at Ribeira over the years, and unfortunately bowing out in the round of 64. Went down swinging, but just couldn't call out sneak into one of those top 2 positions. Has not been his year on the challenges this year.
Yeah, number 4, we see another elimination. So some of the big dogs, and this is Alan Cleland, won US Open in the top 10 rankings on the Challenger Series, coming with a fair bit of hype, expectations, and unfortunately, Baal just couldn't quite deliver today. He thought this wave might suit his style, but unfortunately, he's out, and he's Gondi.
All right, number 3, this whole day was bookended by a pair of Leo Fioravanti performances. He came second in his opening heat this morning, and then he just finished off the day with the win over Miguel Pupo, Luca Messinas and Kai Arizola, and was looking pretty sharp, and much like Kanoa Igarashi, surfing without any pressure whatsoever and just showing the class that has seen him compete at the highest level for a number of years. And, just getting some good reps in here at Ribeira. Boards are looking sharp underfoot, and Leo, as always, loving his time here in Portugal.
Yeah, number 2, well, we see Matias Hurdy, a Brazilian, warming up there, and you can see why he needs to do some stretches, because I tell you what, once he starts to get going here, mixed up the rail work, there's a nice finish turn and deals with the lumps and bumps. He liked that, and then once he got his confidence up, never a massive problem with Matias, to be fair, but he just started going to the air. That section was just a ramp. He was never going to look that in the eye. Does a big spin to win, claims it, and Matias Hurdy looking dangerous.
And the highlight of the day, Kanoa Igarashi, all class in the round of 32. Run us through it, Paul.
Igarashi, just smooth as you like on a rail. And he did all of this. He dropped these massive numbers without really looking like he's particularly breaking into a sweat. You feel like he just enjoys being dominant out in the water. And any kind of heat, any kind of level, really, just feels like one of those competitive animals, Kanoa. And obviously it helps when you surf like he does as well. So really just showing his quality and sort of setting a marker and going, all right, everyone, this is the standard. Who can match me? Who can possibly go past me? We'll find out in the next couple of days.
You want to make the CT? This is what you're going to be up against every single heat.
Interesting also to see how many airs went down today. I can't remember a day where we've seen so many. It was really dynamic. It was epic to see. However, our wave of the day just featured a big, beautiful running wave. And the type of surfing really, which we come to appreciate at a wave like this, is one of our surfers we've been sort of gushing quite a bit about his technique. Taro Watanabe, middle name's Kelly Slater, and he dropped a massive number for this, got a 9, and he just tore it all the way down the point, really.
Yeah, he's, you know, it's often talked about his style and what he does, and you can see it here. He's just a really point of difference from a lot of his surfers. He's got a like really signature style, and then you can see him just sort of warming up. I thought this was like an extended Malibu wave where he's sort of grown up surfing. Those knees stay together, and he just starts unwinding and unleashing, and each turn got better. And even when he was in the booth, he's saying, well, I wasn't quite sure what the score was, but he did have the Aussies cheering him on, which is always a sign, and then a great finish. So just smooth rail work, not a single sort of, you know, rough edge, and a 9-point ride. And yeah, that man is such a great surfer to watch. It's so good to have him in the competitive ranks, on the rocks, doing what it takes to see his face. Incredible surfing from Taro.
Very entertaining indeed, and an understated go. We had him up here in the studio, and he was saying, you know, he wasn't even really aware what the score was going to be. He was actually quite surprised himself to hear it go at 9. But I tell you what, the rankings are shaken up a little bit, boys. Let's have a look at our live rankings updated as of that last heat we just ran and see exactly where we are with things. That's why we're here, essentially. It's good to see the entertaining performances, the big numbers, but it's all about getting inside that top 10 for the boys and top 5 for the women. Let's have a look at the men here, Ben.
Yeah, so these top 10, just going through it, see that Mikey McDonough, there's a little red flag next to him. He's gone down. Groggy's still in, but Cleland's out. Jackson Bunch is out. Pupo's still in. Patar's out. So, yeah, there's some sort of spots opening up in there right now. Those numbers, those spots, you can scratch them out. Edgar Groggy is probably the biggest move, up to number 9. And he was out of the top 10, and he's still in the event, so he's looking dangerous for me. Yeah,
this is just who's inside the top 10, but also lurking behind as well, and some surfers looking to make up ground. What an opportunity to do it here, particularly when we're seeing some surfers fall out of that top 10 here. Our surfers moving up. Binzi, what are you seeing here?
Well, we saw David Silva last year stake his claim for the championship tour right here at Ribera, and he's doing it again in 2024. A big mover today, and getting the impression he's not done yet either. Joel Vaughan, that was a great performance that he'll be thrilled with. Jacob Wilcox, Dakota Walters, and Jarvis Earl, not a great day for some of the Aussie stars.
Yeah, it's interesting that, you know, all those guys above Joel Vaughan, a lot of them are out, a lot of the guys below are out, so those two can make some serious marks in this, in just this week, and then still have Brazil to maybe do a final push to the CT, which would be a pretty big upset, really.
Well, a couple more days of competition here at Ribera. The good news is we're still expecting swell. I think it's maybe dropping a bit by the end of the week, but we're going to come back tomorrow, and we're still pretty confident about having a bit of size in the water and a bit of power, hopefully enough ways for everyone to showcase what they can do. We're going to have a 7:30 call for potential 8:05 start. Does that sound good, lads?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I just think we should.
Okay?
7:30 is the goal now. Let's just stick to it. And it's working, Paulie.
Good work. Well, one of you's done good work. Who feels that they deserve a zero alcohol beer? Well done, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers to you, mate. Ben, check your later. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We're sending out some highlights. WorldSurfLeague.com. Cheers.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.